gonna go like this and cradle the mic stand here.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Play the intro. Oh boy. Episode 6. Are you ready?
The Phantom Menace.
I thought we just
I know.
said yes.
Yeah, but
okay.
I'm pumped.
Okay.
6 episodes. Gents. I'm
Yeah.
gonna turn this oh, that really like
It's like we're up to about a half a year content now.
we are.
On
are actually
on our schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we just
crazy.
stick with it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I don't know why this is. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bitcade. My name is Ryan E. Moore, but joining me are two fellows in video games that love them dear to their hearts.
We're in video games?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I like that.
I mean, technically, like if you're playing as Master Chief, are you not in the game?
All right, if you're going to be all like that, then I guess.
If you
yeah.
customize a character, are you not in the game?
Yeah, I've had my me in the game
Okay,
before.
and there you go.
I mean, yeah, I've had my me in Mario Kart. I've done my best to make myself in FIFA games, but yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is David.
I'm David.
And this is Quinn.
I'm David.
That's what we have to deal with all the time.
Where would we be though without Quinn? I'm gonna let you know. He's the glue that holds this tower together. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bitcade. This is episode 6. We are the panel of people that bring you the official Primal Target video game podcast, and that's how that works. I'm having a lot of difficulties here today. I feel like it's there we go. I gotta get on it.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to find comfortable too. I'm like, do I do this?
Eventually, we'll have better microphones. And the only way that we can get better microphones is by you subscribing at home. All you got to do is click the little subscribe button, and it builds the PT Nation, it builds the crew, and it allows us to make more content for you guys, and eventually make this well as a audio version. If you want an audio version, we actually stopped doing that just for the time being. But if you want it, make sure you put in the comment section below. You want the audio version back. But so far, we're just going to keep making the video ones, and stay tuned right here to Primal Target here on YouTube. But yeah, we got quite a show. We were going to start with this gent over here with topic number 1.
Yeah.
What is topic number 1?
So it just recently came out that there was a document about what Square Enix plans to do in the future with their games, and apparently, from what I understand, is they're gonna stop going from delivering a full game into classifying their games as like what was the term? Games with services or something along those lines, where they're gonna release content for it and then release more content for it over a period of time. So, because I guess the Hitman formula that they did worked really well enough for them, even though they canceled the game and are trying to sell off all the Hitman stuff for it. Right?
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I thought it actually did okay.
No, it did.
But it didn't do good enough.
Yeah, it didn't do good enough.
Not for Square Enix. No siree.
Yeah, but they liked that episodic formula.
Yeah.
And so that they have come out and said that Final Fantasy. We already know Final Fantasy VII is going to be in that sort of episodic formula, that remake. And then they have just said in the document that Kingdom Hearts is going to be that same way.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be that way?
Yeah. And then they're talking about transitioning into doing this for all of their titles.
So essentially, they're going with a more popular style is done with like Telltale. Telltale is known
kind
for
of
doing
episodic.
Here's the game.
Yeah.
Here's the season pass. You get all 5 episodes, but throughout a year span.
Right. It's kind of like like the multi-season pass type deal, where Evolve release their game, and then the season 1 and then the season 2, but they just didn't do it well and it failed. And then after that, we had Rainbow Six Siege come out. They did their season pass for
But they succeeded at it.
They succeeded. I think they're the example. They've set the bar for this type of formula to work.
Yeah.
and they just started season 2,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the route that Square Enix is wanting to go. The only way I really see that working though for games is I see it working with Rainbow Six Siege just because it's a first person shooter. It's not a game that like you need. It's not like a Call of Duty game where there's no single player.
Yeah.
You don't need a new story every 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The only games I can think of though where I feel like if you get a chunk of the game and then just like updates to it are like sports games.
Yeah.
Just give us some base Madden and then just give us a yearly update and then you're good to go. That type of a deal. But I feel like that's just not the right path for them to go with their big heavy hitters. The second I heard them say that they were remaking Final Fantasy VII, I was like, great, they're gonna change it. They're gonna do something different. It's not gonna be the same. And then I heard that they were gonna do it in episodic, and I was like, oh nope, passing. I'm not doing that because I want those games as a full game in one go. That's why I haven't played Final Fantasy 15 yet. It's technically not finished.
Yeah.
Like after I think chapter 13, the quality of the game like plummets, and they say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna come in and fix it," but they haven't done it yet.
So my question is to you: if Square starts coming out and they're like, I'm sorry, Square Enix starts coming out and they're like, what's it? Deus Ex is like, here's the game, right? They're gonna do this format.
Yeah.
$60.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to pay $20 each time you want to add on to something.
Yeah. That's what people are thinking is gonna basically happen.
Yeah, I'm not buying that game.
Yeah. No,
I'll wait
I'm
for
not doing it
I'll
either.
wait for the complete edition when it's $40 because I mean, for example, like Overwatch. Overwatch has succeeded in where Blizzard has done and we talked about this very briefly off air when we were doing the stream
yesterday.
Yeah, and it was like Overwatch has done this thing where nothing that you pay for matters. Nothing. None of it.
Yeah.
It's just all
like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
All the content for it is free.
Yes.
But it's the little microtransactions that you don't have to participate in.
Yeah, and you can earn it very fairly.
Yeah.
And Rockstar actually helps people out
Yeah.
very often about like, oh, here's double XP, double cash for racing, and you get like $45,000 to just you come in last place.
Yeah.
But like, but the problem is with games like with Battlefield, the Battlefield 1. The game looks beautiful and it's a great game. The problem is like the online just broke. It doesn't make any sense because as soon as people start leveling up and then they get the random box and then they get the special ultra gun, that guy can just use the special gun and run around the map and start picking people off. And then it just doesn't make any sense because now, okay, that guy paid $35 to get, the rare chest, and now I can't play anymore because he's obviously going to kill me every time. And it just takes 5 or 10 people of those running around the map, and then it's just not fun anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, that was what the little paper though that said that it's gonna be. I don't know. I'm sure they're also gonna. It's Square Enix. They're probably gonna fill the games with microtransactions as well. I feel like that's an unfortunate thing that's happening with games now, where it's just microtransaction heavy. I hope that it's not. Like you were saying with Battlefield 1, where it almost feels mandatory to participate in it to get on an even playing field.
What about you, Quinn? What are you feeling over here?
I guess I could see why this is.
He's about to throw up. That's how he feels about it.
He's sick to his stomach. He can't handle it anymore.
Yeah, I see why it's popular because it gets them a lot more money too, and I assume like. I don't know how it works in terms of like development goes or something, but I would assume if they're just shipping out like parts at a time, it probably makes it easier for the developer as well to just be able to make small parts each time. But I guess it pretty much sucks that they're doing this. I mean. They need money though.
Yeah, I mean, I think
what concerns me though is if they release like let's say the first episode of Final Fantasy VII, right? They released that first episode. And
how much do you think that's going to cost?
Oh, it's probably going to be full retail, but you're going to probably get all of the later episodes free, like what Telltale does. When you pay like $30, you pay like $60 up front.
Okay, so you're not thinking that the chunks are.
I don't think they better. They will have problems if you have to pay for each individual one. Mm-hmm. It's gonna, if they don't do the $60 up front or like $15 per episode, they're gonna have problems.
Okay.
Or however, if they don't follow the Telltale's formula basically for it, then for that kind of a thing, then they're gonna have problems. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. That question got me off track.
Sorry. There was, I mean, with you were talking about Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. Releasing the game, they're probably gonna release the full tale.
Okay, if they release that first episode and like it's the gameplay and like the engine is like super broken, well then that means that episode 2 is going to be even more delayed while they try and fix episode 1. Mm-hmm. I'd rather wait for the full game, have it release it, and then if it happens to be broken, released, then they don't have to try and worry about making the next content update for it. And then they can just focus on fixing the game, if that makes sense.
So I'm trying to check and see how much that Hitman game was. It's $60 now, brand new. If you were to go to like a retail.
Yeah, but it comes with all the episodes for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, and it was advertised as that. It was,
I don't think you can buy it by itself anymore.
Yeah, I don't think.
But yeah, like GameStop has it for $60. So
well, yeah, because I don't know is there a physical copy of it? Because I don't know if all the episodes is all the episodes finished.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, okay.
But that's the other thing is like, with this leaves up for like reviewers that the game isn't complete. So when an episode comes out, they review the episode.
You have to review it by each episode.
Yeah. So like the overall game could be great. I was having this conversation with one of our coworkers, and he was talking about how the new Walking Dead season 3, mm-hmm. like some of the newer episodes are getting bad reviews. And the thing is like the initial game is not finished yet, so you can't blame them. Right. Like that's how it's supposed to be rated. Mm-hmm. If the episode 1 got a 7, mm-hmm. but episode 2 got a 4, mm-hmm. and then episode 3 got a 6, then you're kind of like, okay, well, midway through this story.
And the problem is you've already invested all this money in it.
Yeah, and you don't know if you don't know. I mean, that was what the problem with Batman is like a lot of people rated the in-between episodes really low. Mm-hmm. Now, I played the Batman Telltale game. I liked it. Like, I'm a Batman fan, though, so mm-hmm. that's kind of where, I like the characters in the Gotham City universe. So, and they make an appearance, and it's kind of cool to see a new take on it. But I can see where, episode 2, the first one kind of kicks you in because you're like, okay, things are a little different here. Mm-hmm. It's not the same. But like you can't review it yet. It's not over yet. Mm-hmm. You still, and who knows? The developers don't even tell you how long this is going to take.
Right.
At least when, Overwatch does, we didn't know there was going to be an anniversary edition because we didn't know if the game was going to succeed, but we kind of knew, but we didn't know.
We knew the game was going to be just fine.
But I'm saying, like, an example of, like, with Overwatch, we didn't know there was going to be an anniversary edition. Right. Or these events and things like that. Or more better example would be the, Rainbow Six game. Right. They flat out told you, year 1 edition. Yeah. You're going to get the gold. If you get the gold edition, you get all the year 1 stuff all for free. For $80, you get it all for free. Right there. Boom.
Yeah, it's the game with the season pass, basically.
But then they came out with another season pass.
Yeah, and the season pass. So the season pass is okay. So I will tell you as myself, I bought Rainbow Six Siege by itself, standard version. I then paid $30 for the year 1 season pass because I really enjoyed the game. I recently haven't played it pretty much since Overwatch has been out. And then to get this season 2 is just another, or year 2 is just another season pass for $30. Now I don't have to purchase it to get that content. I will still get the content. I will still get the maps, and I can still unlock the characters. It's just I have to grind for the characters. I don't get them 2 weeks early.
Yeah,
and I don't get some in-game currency and some other things like that.
And there for like another thing of free content. I understand like what you were talking about with like Square Enix is, this is going to get money. Money is you vote with your wallet essentially.
Yeah.
But with the games that do it for free are the big name games, the games that stay around the longest. Halo 5 gave all their content away for free. The only thing you got to pay for is the cards. And those don't even matter at all unless you play Warzone. But even then, those are aesthetics.
Yeah.
And you get those for free every time you log on. Overwatch, you get a loot box every time you level up. So that's free right there. You don't have to do it. And they give you currency to buy skins. And then GTA 5, like you were saying.
Yeah.
They give all their stuff away for free. And mostly because Rockstar doesn't need it. I mean, they could be totally like EA and Activision and all the other guys and go, nope.
Well, I think
you're going to you want the race bike DLC?
Yeah.
People would buy that.
Yeah.
Like for $5, $15, slap it on right there. Nope, here you go. Pay $15, then you can get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean those are the games that last the longest, and
yeah,
Hitman's just a splash in the water, and no one cares.
Well, the thing is the reason why is I use Battlefield as a perfect example is because when that content is free, especially the maps, it doesn't split the player base. That was the biggest criticism I have with like the Battlefield games because I played Battlefield,
and you were a big Battlefield fan.
I was a big Battlefield fan, except I haven't bought Battlefield 1 just because I fell out with the series. Because I loved Bad Company games. Was my Battlefield 1943, the little $15 DLC, or not DLC but digital one on the PS3, Xbox 3. That was my first like intro into Battlefield, and I loved it. Battlefield Bad Company. What?
Wait, what's one is that one? Is that the funny one?
No, that's Bad Company, which came after that, and then Battlefield Bad Company 2, which is probably still my favorite in the series, or in the Battlefield first-person shooters. And then I played 3 and I played 4, and I was premium member on those. And the problem is 3 and 4. Now the DLC for other than the Vietnam expansion for Bad Company 2. All of the maps were free for Bad Company 2, except for the Vietnam expansion. But the Vietnam game was literally like its own game. Okay, it was literally its own game. And so when Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 came out, when they released their DLC, they gave out new maps, they gave out new game modes, and people would play them for like the first 2 weeks. And then if you wanted to play those game modes, you couldn't find a server for it anymore because those servers wouldn't be populated because nobody's on them because not everybody can play them, so everybody goes back to the default game ones, the vanilla maps and all that stuff.
See, because I remember having Call of Duty and being when Call of Duty World at War was my friend's big game. Like everyone played it. That's why we're gonna eventually play the Zombie Chronicles one that brings in all these old maps from Call of Duty. From the Treyarch side for zombies. But the thing is like, you would play it, but there would be times where, Joe wouldn't have, I don't know what Joe, but I'm just saying like, Joe Bob didn't have the map pack. So we were like, all right, well, we're not playing on those maps tonight. We're just playing with.
Yeah.
Now Call of Duty does a little different where if they find somebody that isn't there, then they just wipe that off of the list of maps that you're going to get thrown into. But still, like, I see what you mean. Like, those servers are not going to be populated because,
because in Battlefield 3 in particular, the very last DLC that they released, the maps were fantastic. They were beautiful, gorgeous, not just visually, but in terms of gameplay and their layout, they were awesome. And fortunately enough, those were popular enough to where you could find a server for those. But just those 4 maps, and it was just people just playing those maps, and it sucked because there was just you would have much more variety. So I like the idea of I like that that formula. It all depends on how Square Enix executes it, and I don't think they're gonna do it in a gamer friendly way. To be honest with you,
I'm just scared for Tomb Raider. Like that's the only Square Enix game that I hands down buy.
Yeah.
Like it will be a game that is in the cart already.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid because like
Yeah,
now I'm like,
are they gonna turn it into episodic
is this
thing?
Gonna be, is this gonna be trash now?
Yeah.
Microsoft's got to save it. So Quinn, is there a game series that you like that's kind of like that you've played?
Is there a Square
Enix episodic
or I mean like a game that was of the games that you play? Okay, so think of all the games you play.
Yes.
Are they majority landing in those we're giving everything away for free? Pay if you want to, but you don't have to at all. Or are they landing into, pick up the DLC here and there. You don't have to pick them all up, but here you go. Like the Call of Duty method, where you just buy the groups. You know what I'm talking about?
Most of them are complete and don't have anything really, except if they do have DLC, it's like excess, like superfluous stuff that you don't really need.
Yeah.
For example, like in Persona 5, all the DLC is cosmetic.
Right.
Okay.
Which is sort of like how it is in Overwatch anyway,
right.
too. Mm-hmm. The only one that I think that I play that has a lot of DLC that's like extra maps, like bonus stories and stuff like that, which is, I think, like one of the only Nintendo games that really sort of enforces this like new age sort of DLC sort of style is Fire Emblem. Oh, okay. It has a lot of like.
I thought you were gonna say Splatoon.
Like, no, because all of its DLC was free.
Splatoon was free?
Yeah, all the DLC. Because
I did not know that.
Well, wasn't did you have to pay for the Mario Kart stuff on Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U?
For the maps and stuff, yeah. Initially.
Oh, okay.
But I bought it when it was bundled with the Wii U, so
okay.
I got most of it free, I believe.
Mm.
But yeah, Splatoon's was free. I forget the exact reason for it, like maybe because there was a delay or something like that, but they were like, yeah, all the DLC pretty much will be free up to a certain point, and by the time that happened, it was pretty much like the end of the DLC anyway that they were going to make for the game, because, well, now we know they're making Splatoon 2 for the Switch.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Fire Emblem's the only one that is really like that. But I like Fire Emblem enough that I do buy the DLC anyway.
Did they do DLC for Smash?
Yes, that is also another thing. They did. Most of it was cosmetics, like Wii Fighter costumes and stuff. The only things that were like
you gotta get that female
really cool that people ever picked up was a couple maps, like only two. I think there was only like the Final Fantasy map and the Street Fighter map.
Okay.
Oh, and the Bayonetta map. But those all came with the characters if you bought them, I believe.
Oh, interesting.
So, and then there was 5 DLC characters. There was Roy, Mewtwo, Bayonetta, Cloud, and Ryu.
But those were all characters you could buy.
But those were all figures. The 5. No, they didn't come with the figures.
Oh, okay.
If you bought the figure... No, because when you bought figures in Smash, what it gave you was a little AI that you could train and fight against. And so it was really weird. So if you bought the figure but you didn't own it, that would be like the only way you could see the character
in the game,
unless if you went online and fought a guy who owned the character.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So was the character in the game already?
I don't.
Or was he just attached to the
because
to the
there's.
Because that would be like that Street Fighter thing. You remember that a couple years ago?
Yeah, where it was.
They put all those characters
on the disc. Yeah, it was all on disc.
And you just had to buy the
code
to unlock it.
Yep, that was it was essentially they gave you a safe with everything in there, and they let you look inside, and then you could buy a key to open up the safe so you could get in there.
No, I'm pretty sure they were just added with patches, but you couldn't access it until you paid for the money, because the 3 characters were a poll that you voted on, which was Cloud, Corrin technically, and then Bayonetta.
Okay.
And those were like the poll, because Bayonetta was chosen because she was the most popular in Europe and America, so they were just like, or she made the top list in both Europe and America. She wasn't the number 1 in both areas, but they were just like, well, both these places
wanted her, yeah.
And then Cloud was number 1 in Japan, so they were like,
There you go. That's how it's working.
And they probably were thinking about Final Fantasy remake in their heads too.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it will be on the Switch.
Yeah, and that's interesting. Why would they release that and then not have a deal with possibly episode 7? I mean,
all
episode
comes
7.
full circle.
Yeah, it does. Any final thoughts? We kind of.
I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do final vote. Do you think good or bad idea?
I don't like it.
I'm gonna say I don't like it either. But again, you know, I'm more worried about the games that Square makes.
Like taking it for like face value, I don't like it. However, if they do it right,
now if they
that's
do
the thing.
If they do $60,
yeah,
you own it forever.
Yeah.
That's a pass.
With everything.
If they say, here's $25 for our game.
Yeah.
And then $10 for our expansions.
Yeah.
That I'll pass too.
Yeah, it's more of like I don't want to spend like $20 for an episode, get invested in that episode, and then have to pay another $20 for the second part of the episode, and then start to, I don't know.
Well, see, I'm also a Telltale fan, so like I'm used to buying $20 for the base game.
Yeah.
And then $5 an episode.
For the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
Because then it all equals out to about like $45.
It literally all depends on the model, how much game you get for your dollar. And
yeah. I mean, Telltale has a lot of replay value. But yeah, like Final Fantasy 7, it's like how much can you play that over and over again? I mean, I know there's Final Fantasy fans that will totally say, I will play it over and over again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still the same story.
Yeah.
You ain't changing things.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What about you, Quinn? Yay or nay?
I want to say first that I agree with you, because one of the things I thought at first, if it is split up into like episodes, that I would hope that the game initially, is either you pay for it and then you get every episode for free or whatever, or it unlocks eventually.
The $60 and everything.
Or it's initially a lot cheaper so that you pay whatever and then you pay like the few or whatever price it is, hopefully a reasonable price.
Yeah. Not $35 a DLC
per thing. That would suck. That'd be terrible. But all in all, I would rather prefer. I'm the type of person that, because I waited so long for Persona 5, right?
Yeah.
And it got delayed like twice, and I'm okay with that because I'd rather get
a nice full game.
Yeah. Than something that's rushed out.
Chunks
is
at a
just
time.
Crappy. Yeah.
Yeah, because that just worries me. That's all. I don't like it. Like I just don't like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you now. Comment section below. What do you think? Is this a good idea for Square? If not, put down in the comment section below what you think they should do if you were in charge of Square, or maybe you do think that this is a great idea. I don't know.
What are your thoughts?
Yes,
Just what are your thoughts?
Exactly.
Let us know.
We're moving on.